Hello, everyone. Our next speaker is Dr. Gema from IPES. This is based in Spain. So you're most welcome, Dr. Gema, for your presentation.
Okay, thank you very much. Hello to everyone. First of all, I would like to thank to the organizer of this fantastic event to give me the possibility to be here in the name of me and all the collaborators that we are working in Morocco since a lot of years. And we are going to show you a little bit the main results that we have obtained until now. So our research project entitled Evolution of Human Settlement Pattern Dynamic during the Quaternary in Eastern Morocco, in Benimatar and Gefeit Jurada province, has been carried out in the frame of an archaeopaleontological research project held by different Spanish Moroccan institutions since 2006. The last year, all the international institutions have been added to our project. The main goal of the project since the beginning was very clear, especially because this area where we are working and we are showing you today was not very well known in related with the archaeology and prehistory and human evolution. Some works were developed during the 17th and the 19th, but more related with geological work that really archaeological work. So the first goal was perform and to do an inventory about the archaeological heritage of the region with the identification, valorization, and recording of all the existing archaeological sites, in order to establish a chronological, stratigraphical, environmental, and cultural frame of the settlement pattern dynamics in the area during the Quaternary. And for sure, since the beginning, the main goal of the project was to involve the local community in the project, promoting the cultural heritage as drivers for economic development of the region. To reach this goal, or to achieve this goal, this interdisciplinary project is formed by a very large, how you see later, international research specialists in different disciplines working straightly with the local community. Here you have the picture of the people of the team divided by the different disciplines that we apply in our work. We continue enlarging our project. We are very happy not only with the researchers, also with the students from Morocco, from Spain, and other countries that are also very well in play in the project with their master and PhD thesis about the sites that we are working then. So I'm going to localize you a little bit this small travel that we are going to do during these 20 minutes to show you some of the main discoveries that we have already did in the area. So as you know, Morocco is well known for different very important sites that are key sites for the understanding of the prehistory and human evolution during the Quaternary, especially during the Pleistocene, but was more focalized or are located in the Atlantic coast. So since 2006, and after the invitation of our Moroccan colleagues, because the University of Oujda have only geology and not archaeology, we decided to begin and to undertaking systematic surveys and archaeopaleontological excavation in this area that you can see here down on the left between Gefeit, Gerada, and Benimatar. That was very well known since a geological point of view, and also for all the surface discovery, especially of lithic remains that our colleagues have done during some years, but no any intensive program of research, archaeological research were developed before. Some specific work during the 17th and the 19th, and this area was very but known for the scientific community, a part of some site very well known, like Ifrin Mar, like Taforar or Rafas Cave. So even if at the beginning were only some surface discovery, this work allow us to recognize and discover different sites covering all the Quaternary. Here on the right, you can see some of the main sites that we have discovered in a stratigraphic position. Some of them are open air sites, some are caves, and some rock shelter. And this is the general schema about the last 2.6 million years in the area and the different sites that we have discovered in these 15 years of the project. We are going to do a small travel and I will show you some of them. We have no time to show you all of them, but some of them, the main one that have been excavated in the last year. How I told you, the main archaeological remains that we found in all the area are the lithic assemblage, but we have some site also with a very important paleontological and archaeological assemblage. We're going to begin from the oldest one to the recent one. So here you have some images about the site of Gefeit 42 that was discovered in 2014, and since 2017, intensive excavation or systematic excavation have been developed until 2019, because how a lot of you we saw the stop because the COVID, our field war abroad. So here you have some images, and is the only paleontological site that we have. We excavated around 28 meter square surveys, and we have almost 3,300 paleontological remains that have allowed us to reconstruct the paleoecological and the paleoecology and the environment of the area. We have around 80 taxon, even some species that is the first time that was discovered in Morocco. And even, for example, here on the right, you have one new species of microvertebrate that have been published last year. So these fossil levels are very large. By the moment we excavated 28 meters square, but this level have an extension on around 1 kilometer, 1 kilometer and a half. So we'll have a lot of potential for continue with this study since the paleontological point of view. If we continue almost in the same period, around 2 million years ago, here you have the sites of Gara Sultan 1 and the site of Ain Tabooda. These two sites are, their context is polymitic conglomerate, and we have some levels with a human occupation, and we recovered more than 200 little remains. The geological settings, the preliminary results of the absolute dating, and also the characteristic and attribute of the lithic technology allow us to associate to the older one, and we found very similarities with other assemblages, especially lithic assemblages of other part of Africa, as East Africa, or even other sites in other Africa, like in Algeria. By the moment, we have only lithic remain, and for the type of sediment context will be no possible to find other some faunal assemblage like we have in other sites like Gefeit 42, and the paleontological site of Gefeit 42. If we continue on time, we go to the 1 million, half million of years. We have the site where the Rabat is the only site in a stratigraphic position related to the Shelian. We have 7 meters of fluvial deposit where 2 levels of human occupation have been distinguished. And the lithic assemblage is typical from the Ochelian. We have exactly the same type of hand axis, debitage and flaking also that we have in other sites belonging to this chronology, and also a lot of similarities with other sites of Morocco in the Atlantic coast. We continue with our travel in our time, and now we are in the Middle Stone Age, and we go to the moment where this area was occupied by the Homo sapien groups. So we know that between the Middle Stone Age and the Later Stone Age, the site that I will show you later, and in the Holocene, there are no change in the population. So we know that during this period, it's Homo sapiens that are living there, and these periods are the site that we have more we have more remains. So perhaps related because the intensity of occupation of the area or the number of the population that were living there, but there are more in. It looks like that the occupation were more intensive through the Middle Stone Age until the Holocene. So the first Middle Stone Age site that we discovered was Ouacharef in 2007, that we should be excavated very quickly because the river was completely destroyed, and we are able to excavate only 6 meters square, but we recuperate a very important assemblage of lithics that give us a lot of information, because even we found refits. Almost the 35% of this assemblage are refitted, so they are showing us that we have really a site in situ, and the occupation will take place there. The site is dating around 8280 for different the end dating methods, and we have some faunal remains with very small fragments and barnet, but they are not conserve the rest of the faunal assemblage, and neither the herds, even if the small fragment of fauna and the lithics show sometimes marks of the heating action. Down, you can see the site of Tahia 3. This is a very recent discovery in 2019. I should, how I told you before, and I will show you some of the sites, you will see that it's only 2-3 meters square of pit excavation, because were discovered in 2019. That is the last year that we were on the field. And because the COVID until now were not possible to came back to enlarge all this excavation. That is the goal to do after the summer. Fingers crossed, if the situation continue with the COVID as now in a good way. So the HIA 3 is very important for us because it's really the first Middle Stone Age site that we found. Even in 2 meters square, we have more than 12 lithic remains, hammerstone, cores, flakes, so different moments of the production of lithics. But we have also faunal remains, very well conserved, of Alcelafini, and also freshwater mollusks. The dating is ongoing, especially the enlarged of this excavation took place in the next field work that we hope that will be next autumn. In 2017, during the raw materials prospection, we found we discovered for the first time in stratigraphic position different sites also belong to the Middle Stone Age. We know it very well, this area, but never we found the material in stratigraphic position. So it's for this that we decided to excavate in 2018 the site of Sabalgar, with very good results. In 9 meters square, we have around 2,400 lithic remains. The dating is also ongoing. We took a sample for the OSL method, and at least we know that, like you can observe also here on the right, that we have refits that even if there are open air sites, there are really some moment of occupation of this area, and the technological attribute show us that we are in Middle Stone Age, and even if this terminology is not very well, very useful now, because the people that we work about this period, we try to stop with the nomenclature doing in the same nomenclature to terminology to speak about this period, like in Europe, but related with especially the tangent point in some of the mapping methods that we found with the definition of the Middle Stone Age, we can speak that we are in the chronocultural period associated to that area. In 2018, during the excavation of Sabalgar 1, we discovered another point that allow us to see that apart the level 1 that was already identified in the locality of Sabalgar 1, we saw in the stratigraphy that in the section that perhaps will be possible to find other occupation level in the same area. So in 2019, we follow the same methodological system. We follow exactly the same. We excavate the same surface, and we did another excavation, and with the very good surprise that was true, and we have 3 different archaeological horizons. And also we have 3 different archaeological horizons with different technological behavior. So we continue in the same period, in the Middle Stone Age, but and related with the comments that I did you before, we can speak about the Arterian and Mousterian, so the debate about if there are the same population of Homo sapiens or chronocultural moment of this, there are different groups that have different technological behavior. Now we are working on this. We are finishing the study of the material and other matters, and we hope to provide more data about this moment. Very, very important, especially because this period is very well known in the area, but by the cave and rock shelter, but not for the open air sites. So we continue on time to go a little bit close to us. We are around 15,000 years ago. And also during 2019, we discovered new sites about the later, associated to the later Stone Age. The preliminary result of dating plays very well this site in this period, as well as the type of archaeological assemblage that we found. The different sites that we found related with this period have all the same localization near the river banks, in small hills, like, as you can see here for Antiferricini, but also for Tahia 4. And in all of them, it's very repetitive. The type of structure that we found is there are a lot of lithic remains with all the moments of the reduction sequence associated to fauna and vegetable remains that are less abundant that we have, and always is associated to a well-structured herds. The technological attribute and the first result of the dating allow us to associate this site to the Ibero-Mauritian chronocultural period. And we hope, this is other of the 2 sites that we hope to enlarge the excavation and to have more data after the summer. To arrive to the final, to the Quaternary, we have also different archaeological sites that by the moment are attributed to the Holocene. In 2013, we found Wetha, a different structure, also is had the structure very well organized, associated to charcoals, to ceramics and lithics. Some of them have been dated, are more or less the same chronology, and until 2019, we thought that the occupation during the Holocene were in this area also related with the open air sites, with in the territory with very short occupation moments, and always with the same type of localization, also always in the near the river banks, near the aquatic resource and also the vegetal resource. But in 2019 we found two new sites. This time was cave. So by the moment, as you see, it's also some pit excavation, but it will be very important for us to close all this human pattern occupation to arrive until the final of the Quaternary with the Holocene, and also try to see if the mobility and the type of occupation is the same in all the periods between the cave, rock shelter, and also the opener sites. So related with our settlement pattern occupation and this very quick travel that I'll try to show you the main some of the main of our discoveries, because as I told you, we have discovered more than 30 archaeological sites. Some of them have been excavated, as I showed you, but others are in process. So we have a lot of work ongoing, fortunately, but we are very happy because we are providing new high resolution data, all the excavation with the methodology and excavating in an interdisciplinary point of view, in order to reconstruct all, not only the human behaviors, but also the environment, the paleoecology, all the resources available. By the moment we know that from the recent period for the oldest periods, the localization of the site are almost very similar. Is the same if it are opener site of it, the yard, cave or rock shelter, but normally are located, as you can see here, this is a typical images of the area where we are working, and the site, the archaeological site during all the Quaternary are located mainly near the water resource, the vegetable resource, and near also of zones of all the resources were available, especially also stone raw material resource. The preliminary results, the paper is accepted, but it's not already published, of our colleague Maria Soto, show, and we see very clear that there are changing in the territory during, especially the Pleistocene, but mainly in the late phase, and the resource that they take is around 5-10 kilometers until middle Pleistocene, but through the late Pleistocene and the arrival of the Homo sapiens in the area, really the territory that they control and they move it and they live is enlarged a lot of until 80-100 kilometers. So this interdisciplinary project is really providing important new data. So open a broader perspective for the human settlement pattern dynamics, and it's also very important that we are going to place Eastern Morocco in the scientific debate about the human evolution dispersion in Africa. So the last part is my last slide. The local is related with the third goal of our project and the importance of the local community for our project and for the development of all the work that we are doing here. Since the beginning, we work with them. They are very important for us for the discovery of new sites, for the discovery of archaeological remains. They participate with us in in the surveys and the excavation. And also it's very we work a lot of how I'm going to show you in the next two slides. We work very straight with them because it's very important also to that they understand the importance of their heritage, how to conserve, how to discover, how to work. So for us to work with them is very, 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 very important. Apart of this, we are working for sure very close with the people of the university, not only with the student of geology or further discipline that can be related with our project, but also try to inform all the university community of the importance of the heritage and the importance of the possibilities of collaboration of work with different other discipline of the. Yes.
Yeah, could you wrap up? You're almost there.
Yes, it's the final.
Thank you.
So for sure, we work very close with the new generation too, in order to do understand how it's important the conservation and the work that we did. So we do visit during the excavation. We are forming some teachers to work with children in all this matter. And also we are trying to develop in different activities. For example, here you have one exhibition that we did related with the Museum of the University with a local artist, and our project try to use the cultural heritage also for the local community like a driver force for the development, economical development of the area. So thank you very much to everyone to listen me, for the organizer to invite us to be here. Thank you.
Okay, that was great. My name is Fergus. I'll now be displaying some questions for the speaker. The first one, what is the process that goes into discovering rich sites like Sab El Gar? I've also posted it here in the chat.
Okay. The discovery of this site are doing, especially during the surveys. We know, as I told you, that when you are walking on the environment there, on the ground there, you have a lot of archaeological material, but are not in contest. So the sample of Sabelgar was very important because was thanks to our work that was doing in the area to protect the village of Sabelgar of the flows of the river, and this allow us to observe that the level that or the material that we have already discovered in surface but with no stratigraphic position was covered by sediment in other parts. So these trends that they did for the works in the village allow us to see this line very clear and to open and to propose to excavate the site.
Okay, I think we have time for one more. Do you have a sense of the paleo-environmental context for the MSA sites?
The studies is ongoing, but by the moment, we know, at least with the first preliminary result of palynology, charcoal analysis, and we are waiting for the result of phytoliths, that is look like that will be very similar to this of today.
Well, it seems we
semi-arid, but very similar of this that I showed you today.
Okay, that was an excellent talk, Dr. Chacón. Unfortunately, we're close to the time here and we have to get into the next session. Thank you very much for joining us. And
thank you.
I hope you all enjoyed this talk, and we will see you in the next session.
Thank you.